would not be surprised if we somehow ended up with a tie tonight.
And a nice little interesting start screen. Looked like we were going to get a route variant there, but instead they're both scrolling over to the graveyard. What are we going to find first?
Yeah, got to check these Armos items real quick. Always good to check. Could get a wand, could get an early book, which is actually pretty nice. There's a lot of things you can pick up that can, well, you're not going to say no, but that's not what you're looking for.
Hey, you know what? If you're going to ever find TGE's favorite item, the best time to find it is 33 seconds into a seed when you're still unarmed. Honestly, considering their circumstances, not the worst thing to find.
Yeah, especially with Lionel's, right? Like, we're able to walk up this ladder to level 6 simply because there is a boomerang. So, you know.
And for those of you who may not be aware, as you can tell, all of the people that these runners are finding at this point have been saying the same thing. That is because book is required in this flag set in order for them to understand what he or she is saying.
Yeah. But you can also try Rosetta Zone 3 for 30 days if you don't find the book. So there's a lot of options available for you.
At some point, you're gonna learn a language in one way or another.
And unfortunately, Ari took a death there, trying to get back down the ladder. So he's not going to quite know what's at the grave, but nothing of consequence right now.
Well, we have a very squishy blue Octoroks as RandomEffekt finds level 4, 0 HP. The banana kills them, so we may have a favorable condition to farm bombs here.
It's always nice finding one of those overworld enemies that dies to anything. We'll see if the boomerang. Unfortunately, Zol's not 0 HP, but a couple of places to sneak around here at level 4, maybe find a quick item. Or a key. Keys are good. Ooh, the tea room. Hey, it's a heart, though. That's not bad. All right, so RBG going to find the same thing RandomEffekt did. Both going to have a key. Both going to have an extra heart. Going to try to farm some bombs here with the boomerang, but unfortunately, no luck for RandomEffekt thus far. I'm going to head on down here to the start caves, and hopefully we'll find something here of use as RBG decides to take a nap inside some PB&J, and it's going to make his way on out of level 4. Two.
Of course, both these runners still looking for bombs. Anything that they can find at this point is going to be of worth, but really they need to find some bombs and fast.
These secrets, man. There's nothing worse than, oh, I found a secret, and it's 2 rupees. And you find one, and it's 2 rupees.
Hey, those 2 rupees, you never know. That could be swag arrow. You know?
Swag arrow, that's right. Oh, but see, here's where you wish it was like a medium secret, because we find bombs for 18, which is a pretty decent price.
That's what these runners really needed to find. I mean, with no real resources to speak of other than the key they both pulled out of 4. Yay! There's
one, finally. He's going to go right back by them bombs. I can't say that I blame him. This will let him at least go to the southwest cave and not feel bad for skipping that bomb spot. But yeah, I mean, again, a boomerang, not the worst item in the world to pick up early. It makes getting through Lionel's a lot easier on the overworld, which, generally speaking, one of the things that can really screw up your routing and your timing. Just getting wrecked by them swords.
So I believe we're going to see Redbird kind of trace Random's footsteps here for the next few minutes, and yet to see a real route divergence. It's been pretty much right in step with each other.
Yeah, I mean, as I think we anticipated, these guys think a lot alike. They were together on, the duos battle royale. So, I mean, they think alike. They do a lot of things the same way. So we'll see where the divergences come in, or if maybe they play exactly the same the whole time. Who has the higher level of skill when it comes to combat and things like that.
Ooh, random effect. Finding out that the raft is probably not going to be worth in this seed. Very, very small chance as one of our any roads takes you to a remote vacation on a faraway island.
Yeah, and gets kind of lucky here too. He gets the grave bomb spot ends up being the last any road, which means he's going to be able to check this grave spot, which we know is only 2 rupees. But either way, it feels bad, but at least he gets that out of the way. You got that presence of mind to know that you're done with it. Looks like he's going to loop down here and check the dead woods.
Still searching for our first real weapon. I mean, bombs at this point, you really don't want to use them as a weapon unless you absolutely have to. So any of these open caves that are left, especially on the East Coast, is probably where our sword's going to be.
Yeah, and going to the dead woods, again, it's still a feel-bad moment when you don't have the candle, just because, there's 3 spots here to check. Now, there are 2 open caves, which is obviously worth checking, and we do have bombs, so we can check the southwest cave. So it's not going to be too much of a time loss backtracking, but can't even gambles because our small secrets are just so small.
And we have almost to sync here.
Yeah, it's truly amazing. I enjoy watching races like this where it just happens. You're in sync for so long. And, you go back and you get to watch the race and you're like, oh my goodness, like this is crazy.
And that might as well be 1,000,000 rupees Redbird finds there. And Random will probably find very shortly as well.
Yeah, 62 for a key is actually really cheap. It's just unfortunate they haven't got enough money to do it. But in sync saves, and we're going to head over to the east finally, it looks like.
This is crazy. Oh, look at that candle. They do find a candle, but it's an expensive one. It must be a designer candle.
Yeah, route divergence finally too. Random heading straight over here to the open caves in the northeast. Meanwhile, Redbird going to check these bomb spots, and I would imagine he's going to either, if there's nothing important, he's going to just retry and get his bombs back here. But good information on the arrow in the candle shop.
So far, a lot of information, but not a lot of levels. And I mean, we're kind of sort of closing in on the point where it's not very many open caves left. I mean, you still have the northeast, you still have the east coast, but the sword's got to be popping up any moment now. And then candle at that point. I mean, they're running out of options. They're gonna have to come across something here soon.
Yeah, I mean, take bets in chat. Not really bets, but the sword being up in Death Mountain, that's gonna be the last cave these guys check. It's the last cave I always check, and it's like you're 8 minutes in and you haven't found a candle or a sword. That always feels terrible.
Especially when you know who your opponent is, and I mean that goes true in a tournament race regardless, but in this case especially, these guys are both really good. They both know how each other plays, and every little mistake, like if Random takes a death here, he's got to be careful. Oh, that's a rough spot.
Yeah, and Redbird finding the tea room here in level 5. So again, not finding any of the good rooms. He did find a dungeon, which is nice, and Random doesn't lose too much time here. But yeah, deaths on the overworld are extremely painful. They cost more time than pretty much anything. So yeah, I'm sure he'll easily recover, but
We'll see if that ends up being a blessing in disguise or a curse. Redbird digging into 5 with nothing but a boomerang and bombs. No candle to light these rooms, no ladder. Only one key to his name. If he comes across a really valuable item here, it could be worth. And it looks like RandomEffekt's going to stumble across level 5 here shortly as well.
Yeah, and it looks like RBG's is going to back out. And actually, candle found for RandomEffekt here at level 2. So that's pretty nice.
Well, I take back what I was going to assume was going to happen. I imagine Random's not going to go up now. I think he's going to search these woods.
Yeah, and level 9 found as well right next to level 5, which is super convenient because you could just leave level... There's a really free compass there if you can find the ladder. So basically, you could leave level 5 as your last place to go, pick up a Triforce, and head right to 9. Finally getting some monies. I wonder if we'll see Redbird head back and actually buy the candle, or if he's gonna, stay searching for those spots for the any take any.
I was kind of thinking the same thing. It would be really unfortunate. I mean, odds are you're going to come across one of those, and there we go. We've got Toblerone for RandomEffekt.
Yeah, and I mean, RBG's going to be, not too far behind. I think that's where he's going to loop around next. But, man, 2 rupees. Wand on the coast.
So, assuming that, combat isn't necessarily going to end up being the end all. I mean, we do have Wiz Robes, and the wand doesn't really help with those in the dungeons. How important do you make that wand in your travels? Are you going back to the coast specifically for that? Does it really matter?
I don't think so. Level 9 does have the opportunity to not contain Wiz Robes, which means that it could be valuable, but I just don't see anybody going back for that. Unless there's a level hanging around, which we haven't seen. So, it's just a really far out of the way item. And with the sword being down there, you've already hit that area by the time you're getting mid game. So I don't think you go back for it.
Well, Redbird does find level 8. I did miss where on the overworld that was, but still no sword, and he's going in.
Oof, Dark Nuts. Hey!
Nice banana swag there, and he finds his first item, and it is the bow.
We have the D. Nice find here for Redbird. Man, he's just going to dip on out. I can't say that I blame him.
Yeah, gutsy move considering no sword, especially if the other levels are easy Triforces, because that may or may not be a dungeon that Random chooses to dig for a Triforce in, and that's the beauty. One of the best things about these seeds, these flags, is that you're not necessarily going to dig 8 like you would in an all Triforces required seed. So that does play a huge factor into how you play your seeds.
Yeah, it's definitely true, especially seeing Dark Nuts and stuff in there. And we'll see. It looks like he's going to buy a candle. Yeah. Which, that's not necessarily a terrible thing either. That just means you get to have an extra heart. Which may or may not come into play with the White Sword Cave, which we don't know what that item is yet either. And it just helps him get his exploration going as he finds a take-in.
Oh. That's just the game laughing at you. I mean, no way to get that without a candle. Here, have a candle.
Yeah, it's always frustrating, but again, you're never going to turn down hearts. And the thing is that even though it's expensive, and even though you may run into a take-any later, the important part is not having to backtrack so much to hit these spots. He now has bombs and a candle, so he can do a full swoop of this coast area, and he should here within the next few minutes have his sword.
You want Random digging a little deeper into 5. He does have bombs and a sword now, but only 1 key. We'll have to wait and see if he decides to fully dig this out. Down to half a heart.
Oh, baby!
That ends up being a pretty good play there, I suppose.
Yeah, I think you take that and run. You're not going to go back to 5, try to dig that item, I don't think. At least, okay. Never mind. Caster's Curse. He does have a sword, so he's able to actually navigate a little bit better through here than RBG was. But we'll see what RBG does for a play. He knows where a few dungeons are, and once he gets that sword, it'll kind of be interesting to see where he takes off to. Maybe I know that he likes to play a lot for the smaller dungeons, so we'll see if he takes the time to push for levels 1, 2, and 3. As we get another heart.
Well, at least he's guaranteed that if he does stumble across that white sword item, which we still have yet to see, that he'll be able to pick it up, and it could be something worth.
Yeah, definitely, and RandomEffekt able to make some pretty good progress here in level 5, so hopefully he'll find the item fairly soon. Not behind a ladder block or anything of that nature, but it is possible. Oh, and then there it is.
And we have...
Oh!
That's a... Well, yeah, I mean, that's a thing.
Yeah, free mode engaged at this point. Who needs hearts? You got a red ring.
I think he's gonna find a pawn shop and get some money in this seed. I mean, I'm just definitely something he's gonna be happy to pick up. That was a very efficient level 5 for RandomEffekt, all things considered.
Yeah, very much so. And it's just unfortunate that RBG did not have a sword when he found level 5. We'll see if he goes back for that. Just man, like the red ring makes such a big difference. Especially early on, because we've seen a lot of Wizrobes and Dark Nuts so far. So we'll see how big of a instrument that plays for RE here.
Oh, speaking of being able to explore level 8 as he finds it, this is possibly good news for him. He's only a room away from his bow, and suddenly I give the advantage to Mr. RandomEffekt, I believe, early on.
Yeah, I mean, the red ring really does make a difference. Information-wise, they're pretty much even. RPG does find level 3, so that we'll see if he can find something in here. And are you going to be able to search out? Kind of, but not really. That's a nice block to have there in level 8. If you can't bomb up here, then that's 4 rooms that are inaccessible. But he can, so,
Redbird, if hearts were money, Redbird would be rich as he picks up his 7th.
Possible magic sword this seed, we'll see. This level 3 is super kind as,
Ooh, we have a Goma infestation.
Yeah, those are always entertaining. Hey, there's a Triforce.
Redbird looks like he's gonna dig out this item, and he looks like he may have found it.
Oh, baby!
What did I say about the advantage? I might have jumped the gun a little bit early there.
Well, see, here's the big thing, right? He's 3 screens away from the wand. You go back for that, hands down, no questions asked.
What do you think makes a bigger advantage early on in the seed like this? The red ring or the ladder and the wand? I think I got to tip it slightly to Redbird here now.
Yeah, I mean, red ring lets you explore faster because you can tank things, but also the ability to navigate and to clear faster is incredibly important. Both RBG and RandomEffekt are good enough at the game that they don't need a red ring to do any sort of combat. So I think I agree with you. I think RBG is a little bit in the lead here.
Now, hopefully for Random's sake, that earlier ladder block he found doesn't block his way to the Triforce. It would really help him a ton if he's able to get this Triforce out of 8. And maybe even the second item. I don't believe he's found the second item yet. Am I correct?
He has not. That's what he's still kind of digging for. It'd be interesting if it were silvers above that Goma in level 8. Everybody wants to see that.
Those are always the best. Oh, it could be right there.
Oh, man. Nope. Nope, this is it, I think. Yeah, oh, wow.
Ooh, not the silvers, but that is pretty valuable as well. A nice little swag as he picks up the key there.
Yeah, I mean, red ring and any key, that's 2 very, very powerful items. And as long as keys are not an issue for RBG, it's not going to be too bad as it's going back into level 4. But just being able to walk through any door without any hassle is super crazy.
Yeah, very interesting mix now. You've got both runners having 2 items that the other does not, that are both very worth items. So we'll have to wait and see which one makes the biggest difference. I still think the latter is probably the biggest difference maker so far, but I mean, we'll have to wait and see.
Well, I can promise you that when RBG finds 8, I guess he already found the bow in 8.
Yeah, he already picked up the bow.
5, I'm sorry. So we'll see if he goes back. He may not ever go back for that any key.
And with only 1 key, and I haven't seen too many keys yet, I'm not going to jump the gun and say it's a key starved seed, because there's usually one level that just throws keys at you.
I mean, we haven't seen 1 and 2 yet, and he's still got 4. 4 always has lots and lots of keys also, so there's plenty of places to pick him up. As we are going to find the item, in a very nasty room.
Ooh, and don't be fooled, he does not have the red ring, so this is not going to be easy.
And you're almost guaranteed to take a bop from that Goma every single time you walk through, so navigating to this room and having a high level of health is not anything that's guaranteed by any means.
I don't know if you give this one shot, I think. I don't know if you give it more than one. I don't know. That's a risky play. It looks like he might get in.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, you know what? He's going for all 16 hearts, Kappa.
Hey, you know what? Props, because that is not easy to do by any means whatsoever. So, good job on his part, for sure.
And it is still information. I mean, the silvers are still out there, and they're not necessarily going to be in 9. They can be anywhere. So, I mean, that's information that RandomEffekt does not have.
Yeah, for sure. And RE is going to go back into level 4, so he will eventually find that heart container as well. Looks like Redbird is going to continue to clear this out. The main advantage again, though, is that Redbird has a ladder, and that could come into play in level 4 for sure.
Well, I know there was at least a T room in 4. I think I saw Redbird do the ladder. There it is right there. Random's in there now. I don't know if there's a way around this. And Redbird does get the Triforce.
Yeah, I don't know that there's a way around it either. We'll have to see. But yeah, Triforce for Redbird here. I think he likes, again, levels 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I think that's really what he's going to fish for is level 1. And 2, and he knows where 5 is, and now he has a ladder, so that's an easy Triforce. So he can always just find 1 and 2, which are the easiest ones generally to find the items in, and then go check 5. That gives him his 5 Triforces, and then he can just head to level 9. I still think the silvers are going to be in 7, but that's just me.
the precognition of Redbirdgrad, hopefully in his favor and not for Random's in his case, says Random's still feeling his way around in 4. He's going to be sorely disappointed to find that it is indeed the way that he found ladder block. There's got to be another way around that T room, though. It's encoded into the randomizer that ladder clips are not required, so he's got to be able to find a way around it.
Well, that's not necessarily true. Ladder clips are not required in some cases, but I mean, you could still be ladder blocked out of a dungeon.
This is true.
So it could be fully ladder blocked in this case, in which he's spending a lot of time. He's not going to have the information, and he's going to be missing the Triforce here that RBG has. So we'll say, I don't know if he could go down or not. We'll have to check. I mean, he can go down, but going from that direction, I don't know that he can continue. Okay,
he does find the bomb hole. So yeah, and I believe the Triforce was either in that room that he just left or in the room below it. But he's going to pick up this all-important heart container first. Redbird finds level 6, and he's headed in.
Interesting. He's going to dig level 6. We'll see if that pays off for him. The ladder going to be a big help. There's a lot of rooms in here that can be blocked, as we do see a staircase. Is it what we need?
And of course, as he gets in, and man, my goodness!
Triforce and go mode now for Redbird. He's got the ladder, bow, and silvers.
23 minutes and 49 seconds, and we do know 9 is not blocked by the raft, the recorder, or any other items. So at this point, if he can pick up 5 Triforces, he's in literal go mode.
So here's what he's going to do, because I know how RBG thinks. He's got everything he needs. He's going to get the Triforce out of 6, go back to 5, get the Triforce there, and go to 8 and get the Triforce out of there. There's no need to spend ridiculous amounts of time checking the overworld for other dungeons when he already knows the location of 2 others to get his 5th Triforce.
RandomEffekt does get his 3rd Triforce, so he does have a Triforce lead, but despite that, I have to give the edge to Redbird at this point.
Yeah, and there's no way to those silvers without a ladder.
Exactly. I mean, wait, was it completely ladder blocked? I know
I'm
there was a ladder blocked.
pretty sure, yes.
Interesting. And the ladder was in...
Level 3, which is along the coast, which is not anywhere near where Ari's currently going. As I said, currently going.
Well, we're both kind of dumbfounded at how fast Redbird has just torn this seed apart. I guess we can give a short item recap up to this point. As RandomEffekt does find level 7, he's indeed going in. And we know that there's not really anything of worth in here, so unless he finds an early Triforce, this could be the ultimate precognition by Redbirdgrad.
Right? Yeah, I mean, it's digging 6 though. Who would have thought that paid off with the silver so quick? But definitely works out in his favor here. He's just got to find the Triforce, and then and I think he's going to quickly get the 1 and 5 because he has a compass as he gets his 9th heart.
So, quick recap of the items. Level 3 had our ladder. Level 4 had a heart container. Level 5 had the red ring. Level 6 has the silver arrows. Level 8 had the heart container and the bow. Our ladder item was the wand. We do not know the white sword item. And our Armos item was the all-important banana.
Oh my goodness! What a Triforce.
It doesn't get any better than that, I suppose, from our perspective.
You start clearing the top and you gotta walk all the way down. And it's blocked by blue Wizrobes.
Oh, and he's only down to a half a heart, so... Interesting conundrum. If you're Redbird, how badly do you want that Triforce?
Yeah, he's gonna bail. Man, that hurts a little bit. Or he's gonna go back in.
I mean, you know where it is, but you got to get through those blue Wizrobes, and there's no guarantee you're going to run into more or not. Oh man, this is a difficult decision, honestly. I mean, and he's only got 1 key as well. There's always a chance he could be key blocked. I mean, this is far from over.
Yeah, I mean, keys are a major issue for RBG as well. Even if he gets into level 9, I'm a witness. I had quite a bit of a lead and ran out of keys and had to leave and go back and leave and go back, and it cost a lot of time, especially when he's now clearing rooms specifically to find keys instead of, he knows where the Triforce is, but he's clearing rooms because he's trying to find health and keys at this point. Whereas RandomEffekt has the red ring and the anti-key, so this might be the staircase that goes south, though, which could actually maybe skip that room for him.
Also, a quick correction on my end. The bow was not in 8. That was the any key. I apologize, chat.
The bow was also in 8. You had it correct.
Was it in 8?
Yeah, bow and any key, and the red ring was in 5. I said it incorrectly.
Ah, yeah. That's what I get for not taking notes. My bad.
Yeah, and that staircase taking him clear to the opposite, as far away as you can get room. Like, gosh. The question is, how long will he bash his head against this dungeon? He's really trying to get some health here, and he's just not having any luck either. However, if he could get, if he could get things to line up right, he might be able to kill off the Gibdo and the Zols and respawn the room. It looks like the Zols are at the top of the list to respawn there, so he may be able to reset the room and get rid of all the blue Wizrobes.
RandomEffekt, meanwhile, desperately farming bombs. He finally gets one from the blue Moblin there, so he finally is able to re-enter 7 and explore further. A story of resources on both ends, but on the opposite spectrum is Redbird down to 1 key and does not have the red ring, but that fairy and that heart, nice drops for Redbird.
Yes, indeed. I think he might have actually forced a fairy there, which is pretty awesome. Question here for Ari is going to be, what does he end up getting out of 7? And if it's not the white sword, it's a big loss.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much left that really could be of value. I mean, white sword is really about it.
Ari going in full face first on this. Not even going to try to reset the room with the easier stuff, as he just dropped to 2 hearts.
Oh, and goes back in the room. You gotta. Oh,
man, it's
you
tense.
gotta be careful. He is not going to leave the room. Which, for the record, if you leave the room and then re-enter, the enemies that are killed are stored that way. In this case, since there's a bubble in the room, leaving the room would guarantee that he wouldn't have to start from scratch. So if he dies here, it is a major blow.
Yeah, and I mean, if he resets, it could be a different enemy too, but he does clear it out, and it saves. So from now on, as long as he doesn't leave... Oh my god!
Oh no, this is like the worst case scenario. There's his last key down. Oh, he gets a key of mercy there.
Oh man. The blue wizards are just everywhere, man.
Oh. And this is why, Agen, this is why I play saver strats. I will never use select swap again.
To each their own.
And look at that. He's going to use his last key. Oh, Redbird's got to be praying no blue wizards right here.
Yeah, and he's hoping for a key drop out of this room as well, because it's a little bit nerve-wracking not having keys. He does get one, at least. And it's ladder blocked, and there are blue wizards.
And
only
traps,
one, at least.
And a gift. Oh, man. I'll tell you what, he's earning this Triforce. He is earning it.
Yeah. Oh, and he gets a clock. Game's free.
A clock of mercy. And he's finally out of 6.
Yeah, meanwhile,
Triforce-wise.
RandomEffekt, I'm sorry, still digging out level 7. Thought he might have had the room with the item, and unfortunately did not. And this is being a huge time sink at this point, but he does know that RBG will never dig 7. So if it turns out to be something important, then it's going to give him a huge advantage. But unfortunately, at this point, we know it's not.
Yeah, I mean, that's the ultimate meta. And sometimes that meta can win you races, and other times it can possibly lose you one. And I mean, granted, we're still a long way. Just because Redbird is in Go mode, just because he has all the items necessary to beat the game, we're still talking level 9 is still in our future, and there's a reason we call that the Great Equalizer.
Yeah, and I mean, again, if RBG doesn't end up with the any key out of 8, 9 can have a lot of key drops, but at the same time, it can have a lot of not key drops, and it can really cause a lot of issues trying to get around and navigate.
And there is still that factor. Redbird does not have the red ring. And, I mean, we've seen it already. This game has had some really tough combat rooms. Random going through one as we speak.
Yeah, I mean, here's the, like, will RBG dig the item out of here, or if he finds the Triforce, will he just take it and run? That's really the question. If he does dig the item, which was it right here? No, this was the staircase.
I actually think, and I could be mistaken, it's been a while, but I think it was in that locked room above. Oh no, it was above that staircase, I think.
Yeah, so he is likely to find the red ring, which is actually going to really make a difference as well. It's 10 hearts. He's never going to die.
Question is, does he go back up? It looks like he is going to head back up. So, if my memory serves me correctly, this is a huge boost to Redbird's chances here.
Finally living up to his namesake.
Unless the red ring changes his color to blue.
No, it does not. He does not turn on that option. So he is red all the time. And, you know, having found Bow Silver Ladder, finding the red ring, that's a pretty good thing to find. I think at this point he was probably kind of hoping for the Annie key, though. But, you know, you're never going to turn down a red ring.
Yeah, I mean, that's really the only thing in Random's pocket. This has been a relatively key-starved seed, a relatively money-starved seed. Even though keys are cheap, Redbird can't even afford to buy a key. So he's really looking for that A key.
Yeah, indeed. I don't think we've even found a large secret yet. So we don't even know what the value of that is. That's a little bit unfortunate.
Random finding all of the Gomas. down to half a heart, even with red ring. He does have to be careful. Lots of blue dark nuts in this dungeon. One blue dark nut bop is all it'll take.
Yeah, and it's interesting because we know that and obviously it looks like RBG's fishing for some keys a little bit too, but he should remember that the compass is in the tea room. As Random does find the white sword, which is the one thing that he could have pulled out of here that would have made it worth any amount of time.
I mean, it's not gonna save his seed particularly, but that is literally the only thing he could find in this level that wouldn't be a complete waste. And lo and behold, he finds it. I mean, we'll see if it becomes a factor or not.
Yeah, and again, RBG blowing keys. There's the compass sitting in that tea room that can tell him exactly where to go. It's just one of those things. Sometimes you forget, but he is getting keys back, so I guess that's all that really matters. Up to 3, which isn't a bad number.
So Random's gonna get this Triforce out of 7, assuming, of course, that it's not ladder blocked. I mean, theoretically speaking, if he does get the silvers out of level 6, there's not necessarily gonna be that he's not in go mode. I mean, level 9 might not have a ladder block.
Well, the problem is we don't know for sure, but from our current information, the ladder's required to get to the silvers.
That was what I was about to mention, and if that is true, then Random's in a world of hurt, because that's the beautiful thing about Pentaforce. He could get his required Triforces from 1 or 2 and end up digging all over 9 for those silvers, and that could be enough right there to give this game to Redbird.
And Random does use one of his potion charges just to make sure. Oh gosh! As he sorts the gum, I can't get the Triforce.
Oh man, that is rough. And
oh God, as RBG finally goes back and finds that compass and sees that the Triforce is literally 2 rooms away.
Oh, he's not messing around. RandomEffekt's buying arrows, which is going to get him a Triforce. Unfortunately, I don't know if that's necessarily going to be enough.
Well, but that's like the entrance to 7 wasn't close to that spot either. That's a lot to backtrack to. As we do get a 4th Triforce for RBG. So just now, he'll probably go back to level 8. He knows where that's at, and maybe he'll find the Iniki in there. Yeah, this is rough for RandomEffekt. This has been a massive time sink. It is a long walk back up to that Triforce, and it's going to cost him a couple of minutes at the very least.
And I think the biggest factor for Redbird at this point is just going to be his 9 exploration. I mean, he has everything he needs to fully explore 9, with the exception of the any key. So as long as it's not a key-hungry 9, there's not much that's going to stop him. And Random needs every second he can get at this point.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's still got to get down to the coast and find that ladder. As far as we know, there is an option of it maybe being able to be accessible from the north, but still, you want the ladder as one of those peace of mind items. And 4, 5, 7, and 8 are not the Triforces that you generally think that you're going to end up collecting throughout the course of a run.
Little does Redbird know, as he digs these keys out, he's just a few rooms away from his key troubles disappearing, so he'll have 7 or 8 keys by the time he finds that.
At the very least. And he is able to clear out these Gilma rooms, so that might actually distract him a little bit. As far as, he has the ladder, so he can go different directions, so he may spend a lot more time here in level 8. Azure and Silvers were in level 6. Bow and any key in level 8. Ladder in level 3. Boomerang the free item. Wand on the coast. Heart container in level 4. Red ring in level 5.
Well, Random does get his level 7 Triforce, so as far as Triforces are concerned, we are tied, but...
yeah. Information is king.
Yeah, and I mean, we're at least I don't know. I don't even want to say there's a chance. I'm pretty much on your page there, Agen. I think the ladder's required for those silvers, and
Yeah, I mean, like, the only thing that could, like, I don't know, throw a wrench in the bucket. I mean, Ganon's not going to be an issue, even with Wood Sword. Like, maybe a really crappy blue Wizrobe room, and the White Sword can give him a bit of an advantage there, but he's just got to get down to the coast, get that ladder, and then he's got to find level 6. I mean, it's not the things you want to do, and I really feel like once he gets his 5th Triforce, he's going to head to level 9.
now I know Random found 9. I'm assuming Redbird did as well, correct?
Redbird has been in level 9, yes. And then White Sword was in level 7. Okay, so Random does find level 6. We will see if it is accessible without the ladder. He would have to be able to bomb down and go to the right.
Yeah, I believe it was under the 6, was it not?
Yes.
So he would have to bomb right from the start room.
He's at the very top, so he's not able to do that. There's the 2 rooms on the side.
Oh.
So he'd have to be able to bomb south, and then circumvent that room that way.
Yeah, you're right. So we'll see if that maybe, if and only if that is the case, because we know the Triforce in this level sucks. I don't know if Random's gonna go for it or not. He might. I mean, he's got to feel confident. White Sword, Red Ring.
This is actually good. This is going to push him back to where the silvers are at, because this staircase goes back over to the east here. So we'll never mind. He's not going to take it. I say something, and then it, as always, gets not done.
Commentators curse. I don't know, but whatever the case might be, he is going to dig in the wrong direction. So I guess if he finds the compass, maybe he's pot committed.
I mean, I would. Again, he's in the same situation as Redbird. He doesn't know where 1, 2, and 3 are. And Redbird finds the any key, so there goes that advantage. But you don't want to spend time looking for other dungeons at this point. So you're here. You might as well get the Triforce if you can.
Yeah, and the item as well. And again, oh man, if it ends up being a ladder blocked item, I just don't see any way that Random is able to pull this out. I mean, this will be the last level he comes back to.
Oh, for sure. It's going to be rough. I mean, he'll go to 9 first, no doubt. Searching for the silvers. So it'll be a rough situation. As Redbird gets his last Triforce. So he's fully loaded Red Ring, ladder, bow, silvers, and any key. Not anything to stop him at this point other than his own routing.
So here we go, folks. Headed to level 9. Redbirdgrad in full go mode. Has nothing that can stop him other than his own exploration of 9. So this race comes down to how he does level 9 and how fast does Random find both the Triforce and possibly the item in here. I mean, if he's able to get them both, we still have a race.
Yeah, I mean, it's super interesting that, we got the boomerang at the beginning, which is kind of, that item that it's not great, but I'm going to take it. And then there was the heart container that was kind of like, but, we'll take it. And then everything else is this gold.
Which means level 9 is going to have the magical boomerang in the book. Something along those lines. Never found the raft, never found the... what else we never found? We never found the raft. We never found the recorder.
Power bracelet and red
Power
candle.
bracelets, red candle, yeah.
And actually, the book in 9 wouldn't be terrible because that lets you get the hints for Ganon and Zelda, possibly. So, there is that as well. But yeah, going into 9, we'll see how long this takes him.
Okay, so Random's going to pick up his Triforce very shortly. Moment of truth for RandomEffekt as you go back in. Oh, is it ladder blocked?
Ladder blocked, yeah. But he has to know... He's got 4 rooms left. You're crazy if you don't go to try to get to where the item is here in the dungeon. He literally has 4 rooms. So we'll see if he can get to the silvers. If he can't bomb here, he can take that staircase, which he knows has to take him over there, and he should be able to possibly get there. But okay, he does remember.
All right. Meanwhile, Redbird in 9, and I do have his audio up. We are listening for the sounds of breakfast bacon somewhere in 9. Also looking for a shutter door that does not open when the room is cleared out.
I don't. All right, if he could bomb, and there's the book.
Oh, okay, and he can bomb right.
He can bomb, but it's an old man.
Oh no!
Oh my goodness!
Oh, this is huge. The ladder is required for the silvers, and hey Jen, I gotta say, I hate to do this, man, but I think this is Redbird's to lose at this point.
Well, he just found Zelda too. I mean, and this is Ganon. No, never mind. Psych. Yeah, I 99.999% chance RBG wins this at this point. Random's going every direction that's not the right direction, unfortunately, and there's no way to know that. As he finds level 2, and this is going to deter him even further from the correct place.
And just a culmination of Redbird's ascension in the Zelda 1 randomizer ranks. I mean, you mentioned it before the race. He says it all the time. I'm not as good as you guys. I completely disagree. This guy has quickly become elite in the randomizer, and you see that now he's taking down, assuming that this doesn't somehow turn topsy-turvy, 2 of the best in the world. This is really fun to watch how he's just come up the ranks.
Yeah, RBG is a force to be reckoned with for sure. I really hope that we end up getting matched up next round. I would really like to play him, but we'll see what happens. There will be other 4-0s available, and I think there's actually a pair down as well, so odd things could happen. We could see RBG versus Saber if Saber wins. How about that?
I do believe there's a legend that Saber's already in 9, so good luck to his opponent.
But if there's, if Bo or Silvers are in level 7, I guess we have a draw because neither of them like that dungeon.
Meanwhile, so Redbird digging 9, he does have the location of the girl, but he does not have the location of our bacon just yet.
Still searching for the pig. Meanwhile, Random clearing out level 2 here, and unfortunately, he finds a Triforce, but that doesn't do any good. Those still hurt, even with the red ring.
Redbird wisely being deliberate in that room to avoid the wall masters, and he finds another staircase.
Yeah, at this point, just going to take stairs to start getting to some portion of the dungeon that he hasn't been in before.
And now we are in an area that we have not explored. Desperately needed that bomb pack, so really nice find for him there.
Power bracelet in 2. That is super unhelpful.
And that might throw RandomEffekt for a loop even further. We still haven't found 1. Level 1 could be the other raft spot, but it also is more likely that it's power bracelet blocked.
RBG getting the hint that he doesn't need.
All right, RandomEffekt does find his 5th Triforce. I'm going to call it. Hey, Jen, I think he's going to 9.
Oh, I forgot he didn't have 5 Triforces. You're right. Yeah. He might actually search for level 1. I mean, so like a lot of people, if you talk to them, they will say, I will go to level 9 if I have 2 of 3. And right now he only has 1 of 3. So maybe with level 1 still on the board and level 3 still on the board, he's really searching for those easier dungeons, because 9 can be a real monster to clear out.
Yeah, I agree from our perspective. But I'll tell you right now, if I'm RandomEffekt, I'm losing this race because I'm going straight to 9.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's a lot of people that would make that play, and it's, again, that's what's so interesting, as he does find level 1, and it's under a power bracelet spot.
Banana and red candle.
Yeah, most likely.
Or possibly the Wrapped. I mean, not what he wanted to find at all. I mean, even if this is a fast level 1, this is just further cementing RBG's lead.
I mean, this is like a series of unfortunate events, honestly, and it, again, like I was saying, what's so cool about these flags is you can make this choice, right? This is where you get to make your decisions. That while they are not necessarily fully informed, and you have to gamble. A lot of people would go to level 9, but he's found level 2, he's found level 1, and unfortunately, it's not the place that he needs to be. But these, in a different game, this could have been the correct play.
Absolutely. I mean, RandomEffekt is making the smart play. Absolutely is. It just so happens to be the wrong play, and that's Randomizer. Sometimes the correct play is not the smart play, and that's why they call it a gamble. Does find a bomb upgrade. That's kind of nice.
Yeah, 84 for 4. That's not bad.
A slight advantage that Redbird probably wishes he had is he still has not found any hide nor hair of the pig.
And he's currently out of bombs again. So the real question is going to be, after clearing level 1, will RandomEffekt go to 9? I think so.
I think that's the smart play, playing the saver metrics, so to speak. I mean, the odds of it being in 6 are slim if you don't know that they're in 6. I mean, that's the play. I mean, you got to dig 9 anyways. You got to find the pig. You got to find, Y-Force pickup. Do you think he goes back in?
I don't know.
I mean, you're going to have to dig this level out anyways. And Redbird finds an alternate path to the girl, but with no bombs, he can't explore further.
Yeah, still no pig. He's likely in that far left column or something, or one of the really weird corners in the bottom or something, but just no bombs to get around. And not a lot of bomb-dropping enemies in this set in level 9 either, which is making it really difficult to get his bombs back.
And from Redbird's perspective, you're 52 minutes in, you don't see the dot done yet. It doesn't matter, you're racing RandomEffekt, your heart's racing a little bit. Ooh! Meanwhile, Random just getting all the bombs that Redbird desperately needs. He finally finds a room with bomb-dropping enemies and gets nothing.
Oh, he got one.
Oh, he did get one. I didn't even see him pick it up.
Yeah, very last one. He walked over it. And RandomEffekt looks like the last room's going to contain the item. That's always the worst feeling.
Just looking for that one adjacent room where you hear the roar of the dungeon boss to give him some sort of clue at where that pig is. And he's explored a good 60% of this dungeon and is yet to hear it.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point, if you're RBG, you're really fighting nerves just because you know who you're racing. I know I would, as we see the red candle there in level 1. And I believe the blue boomerang was the other item. So you called it.
And one little Easter egg Redbird is probably aware of, and it might have ended up being the play. Ooh, I got fooled. Bamboozled! I was
those dark rooms.
I was going to mention that Patrick can mask Ganon's roar, and that was a Patcher room.
Yeah, RBG got to be careful too. He's low on rupees. We've seen a race once where somebody went into Ganon after shooting a bunch of rupees and had no arrow and had to up an A.
Well,
But-
we do see Random headed into 9.
Yeah, this is going to be painful.
No ladder, no silvers. The only thing that could maybe save Random, and it would be a long shot, is if he does an awkward, off the track path and finds Ganon in a spot that Redbird's going to be hard pressed to find. And knowing Random and how he plays, that's not likely what he's going to do. So I don't know if that's going to be enough.
Yeah, I mean, he'd have to find the book and find the hint for the silvers being elsewhere, which is going to force him to find level 3 because he's found every other item. So he's going to be forced to find level 3 to get the ladder, and then he's going to know he has to go back to 6. As there is... Never mind. I got psyched this time as well. Man, where is Ganon? He's got to be in, like, one of the bottom teeth or something. This is crazy.
With vanilla shapes on, it could be maybe next to the eye.
Holy cow, look at that map coverage. Like, I think Deerwolf is probably right. Maybe east of Zelda. As Random does find his book. And there's a bomb hole that I don't think Redbird got to. This could be the way to Ganon up here.
Let's see. I do believe it. We have a pig sighting. Oh my goodness. Now Redbird is in the correct area. So the problem is you notice that 0 and he's doing frustration sword slashes at the roof. I think he knows, but he has no way to bomb it open.
Yeah, this is brutal. And he's only got 6 rupees, so he can't go buy any either. Oh my goodness.
He's relying on pure RNG here.
He would literally, though, have to not have a bomb drop for a factor of like 10 to 15 minutes.
Well, Random has the pig location. He's not far from the girl location. I don't recall how easy it was to find the items here, but I don't think it's going to matter too much. Redbird gets his bomb drop.
Yeah, he's going to be able to find this pretty easy. Which is, again, just it's a super series of unfortunate events. And Redbirds should be able to find it as he goes up and should be able to bomb to the east. But yeah, it's just... Man, the ladder being required for level 3 and just the routing by Redbird there ended up really winning it for him, I think.
This was a series of events that worked out perfectly for Redbird. And as he heads into Ganon's chamber, the play of the game for Redbird, finding that ladder before he went into 6.
And Zelda, RandomEffekt does find the raft there, but knows now that he's got to bail. And got to find level 3.
As he bails, Redbird is grilling some bacon, and we have a Ganon down. It's just a matter of time.
And right next door. In a dark room? Like, what? Come on, Zelda. Great stun locked by RBG. He's going to finish up with a time of 58:02.
Yeah, get those GGs in chat. And masterfully played seed by Redbird. And props to RandomEffekt. He played about as well as you possibly could. It was just like you said, Adrian, just a fortunate series of events that cost him this race.
Yeah, I mean, the ladder being required for silvers is really what killed it. If there was a way to get to the silvers without the ladder, this would have been... I think this would have been RandomEffekt's game, because he found Ganon super quick, and Zelda was right next door. So it's just one of those things. And welcome, Jay, to Redbirdgrad.
Hey, thanks, man.
My first question for you is, why didn't you sub 50 this seed?
Well played, sir. Well played. I should have. I mean, given everything else that I had to begin the seed in the middle of the seed, I should have.
Yeah, I mean... Go ahead, JSR.
Oh, I was just going to say, you played absolutely astoundingly well in this seed. I just have to give you props. Not so much for level 6's item, which I'll let Agent get to in a second, but I just wanted to give you props on that series of rooms. headed to the Triforce in 6. What was going through your mind, sir? You are a crazy man.
This is stupid. This is stupid. This is stupid.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Major props, sir. That took some big Y forces, and you handled it very well. I was very impressed.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. To beat somebody like Random, I know I've got to do something like that. Like I can't leave 6 there and go dig another dungeon and then find out where that Triforce is and stuff. Like I already knew where it was. So I'm like, there's 10 rooms ahead of me, man. Just grow a pair and do it, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, gosh, if the silvers were ladder blocked in 6, there were 2 old men south, so you could not bomb into the silver room. And RandomEffekt is currently looking for level 3. He actually found level 2, which had the power bracelet, which led to level 1. So he's cleared every single level, knows that he has to find 3 to get to the ladder. He's found both items in 8. He found the white sword in 7. He found both items in 9 way faster than you did. He found Ganon within the first 45 seconds of walking in. If there was any way, shape, and form to get to those silvers, I think he probably would have won this.
Oh, yeah, my 9 was terrible. I mean, when I looked at my map at the end, I knew what wall
goodness.
or what area I had to go to, but, man, that was just... I went every different direction.
He got 2 heart containers on Death Mountain. Now he can go for Magic Sword now, again, with 13 hearts.
I also wanted to mention, I laughed before the race at your file names, and you ended up being precognitive because RandomEffekt apparently metagamed that and spent a very long time in level 7. He did get Betty out of it, but of course that doesn't matter now. He has the magic sword, but yeah, I mean...
I'm in his head, dude.
Well,
I'm in his head.
And even worse, the Triforce room was Goma blocked and he didn't have arrows. So he went and bought arrows and then walked through 15 rooms to get back to the top of 7. So again, like, he's put a lot of time into other things and is still really close. He's just never went down to the coast area. He didn't have bombs early on, and so he just never made that route. And so it's going to be about the last place he checks, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, and we joked all week about this matchup and stuff like that. And I mean, if you give us 10 head-to-head battles, Random's going to beat me 8 times out of 10. I've got to do something special for it to happen, and either Random has to do something like this to where just he gets trolled in an unfortunate way, or I do something crazy like go through 6 like I did.
In other news, the dream is still alive.
Let's do it, dude.
I'm pretty psyched. Trenton GL had a question. When did you notice you were low on money when you were spamming silvers and 9?
When I was out of bombs and realized I couldn't up A and go buy them.
There's the white sword item. We hadn't found that yet either. Recorder in the forest.
Now, I also want to say congratulations, Redbird, and you, sir, have no reason to say that you are not up there with the RandomEffekt, with the Jam Evil, with the Natagenos. You are winning these races for a reason, and we saw it tonight. Your combat was on point. You're routing through dungeons, save maybe level 9, which wasn't all your fault. You're on top of your game right now, sir. You are a dangerous opponent for anybody.
I appreciate that. I will humbly accept that. I mean, they've fallen favorable for. I'm better than I was last tournament. I'll recognize that. I don't think I'm there. I don't think I'm at that level yet. I'm able to hang with the big dogs now, but I'm not there yet. So I'm still working. I'm still doing practice seeds every week, and you guys can come in my channel anytime and you'll see me do like 2 a night whenever I'm up for it. So I'm still working at it.
You see Random finally, mercifully, the very last screen on his overworld, and with frustration sword slashes, he's into level 3.
Yeah, and I mean, like, early on, we're like, man, Random's so got this kind of in the bag. He found the red ring early. He found the any key. You had the bow, but then you found the ladder and the wand. And that really kind of, we felt like, pushed it into your favor just because of the combat advantage. And we figured at some point you were going to go back to level 5. And it just so happened that the any key was on the way to the Triforce in 8. So you found that as well. And so it just slowly all, slipped out. And then just the ladder being required for silvers in 6. and the Triforce. So he had to go get a Triforce from somewhere else. He walked all the way down to the bottom of 6 and couldn't get to the Triforce either.
This is such an anti-Redbird seed, though, because I like to do 1 through 4 and 8, and my Triforces are 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. Like, I found 7, and in the back of my mind, when I was going through 6, when you asked me that question, the other thing that was going through my mind was, if I don't do this 6, I have to go back to 7. So that made me go through it, too.
Yeah, and again, and if you watch this back, I made the call that you were not even going to take the time to look for 1 and 2, and 7 was never in your mind to begin with. So we kind of knew that you were going to go back to 5 and 8 where the Triforces, and we're likely to end up running into the Red Ring and Eddy Key, which you did, which again was the major advantage RandomEffekt had throughout the majority of the run, and it just disappeared.
Speaking of RandomEffekt, he just got Y-forced in level 3. And as he heads back in to get his ladder, I think I'm going to call it random. I beg of you, sir. I beg of you after you get your silver arrows to get the Triforce out of 6, please.
I was going to say, if he does not go all the way back down to get the Triforce out of 6, I'm going to be very disappointed. Very disappointed.
I mean, he might be extremely salty. I don't know. I would be a mixture of kind of salty and kind of... it's Randomizer. You can get mad at the game, but you kind of have to let it go. I mean, he did nothing wrong in the seed. He just had bad luck.
Yeah, 105 for a ladder that's required is it feels bad. Won't be getting that wand, I bet.
Yeah, he's talking to me in IRC while he's doing that.
Back over to level 6 now. I mean, I can't believe you guys never found the white sword item until an hour. I mean, granted, you didn't need it, but still, it's just really weird. The forest wasn't burned until after an hour by either of you. Deadwoods wasn't.
What was the white sword item? What was it?
Recorder.
Oh yeah, I never got that.
Yeah, so we have a full rundown. Level 1 was the boomerang and the red candle. Level 2 is the power bracelet. Level 3, the ladder. Level 4, the heart container. Level 5, the red ring. 6 silver arrows. 7, the white sword. 8 was the bow and the Eddy Key. Armos item, the boomerang. The coast item was the wand, and the white sword item was the recorder. And dang, I wish my memory were that good all the time.
Yeah, you and me both. Because I forgot where 9 was. You saw me go to a random cave.
And with a few frustration slashes, he gets over his ladder block, clips through the recorder block, bombs the silver arrows, and... Oh! Unfollowed. Unsubbed.
What'd he do? He kept me in suspense. I should just watch it. Hold on.
He left 6. He didn't go back for the Triforce. He has 7. You might as well get the last one at this point.
So as he heads back to 9, he does know where the girl is. He does know where the pig is. So this should be over very, very quickly. And consider that he has 14 heart containers.
Right?
He's found literally every item except for, I think he didn't find... Did he find all the items in 9?
Yes, he's found every item in the game.
And he still might sub 110 this seed.
Yeah.
Well, that just shows you the strength of RE. I mean, that's not even in question, right?
No, not at all. This literally was you had bombs and went to the coast and found level 3. And that's kind of the way that these flags play out. Again, if it wasn't for the ladder being required for the silver arrows, I think he probably would have taken this because he would have had the ability to get all the Triforces that he had needed, and he would have had... He was just there.
I think he would have been about a minute into 9 after you, Redbird, but his 9 was so clean.
Yeah, my 9 was anything but clean. How fast was his wood sword?
I want to say about 9.5 minutes or so.
Oh, so he had it a few minutes before I did.
Yeah, he had I think 5 or 6 minutes faster than you did. But again, he didn't get a bomb drop before. After he left, or after he got the sword, and so he never went back around along the coast because he just never got routed that way, and so it was interesting.
Can you tell Random I made a tutorial on this guy if he needs help?
Oh, man.
You tell yourself.
You're going to have the chance to tell him yourself.
I'm just playing.
Second place with an official time of... Oh, I closed the IRC. His timer shows 109.04. Do you have an official time, Mate Jen?
Yeah. 109.05.
Sir?
Yeah, good game to RandomEffekt for sure.
As we wait for Random to come in and give us his take on this seed, moves to 3-1. Still moving on to the bracket stages, but what a matchup, and very well played by both of you. Just be interesting to see what his opinion is on this. And I do believe we have RandomEffekt joining us in the commentator's booth, sir. What is the first thing on your mind? Go.
I made the right play early, but had the wrong item.
And it's interesting because when you went into 6 and you took that staircase, because we already knew that the path that Redbird took to get to the silvers was ladder blocked. And we knew that the ladder was in 3, which ended up, side note, and was that the very last place on your overworld? Was that literally the last place?
Yeah, that was I was either the silvers or the ladder in 3. Like I knew when I had to find level 3 to get one of those 2 items.
But when you found that staircase, we thought there might be a chance you could make a dramatic comeback. And of course, it was 2 old men, and just everything that went right in your favor would immediately go wrong in your favor. Just, it wasn't that you made any bad plays; you just had tremendously bad luck.
Oh, I made terrible plays. I felt like I was behind pretty early because I found a wood sword pretty late. I had a ton of deaths early that were really dumb. The only thing was I found the red ring as like my first item. That was good. I don't know what Redbird's first item was, but that was my first item. So I was like, all right, cool. That sounds pretty good. And my second item was the bow, I think. And I was like, all right, this is going okay. But I metagamed him and I went into 7 and I was stubborn in 7 because I felt like I was a little behind anyway and I wanted to take a chance. And so I took a chance on 6 and 7. And did you even go into level 7, Redbird?
I turned right around.
Okay. So level 7, the Triforce was in the very top. You started in the very bottom and it was Goma blocked. So I had to go out. I found it after full clearing the whole friggin' dungeon, and then had to go out and buy arrows and went right back in because I was just really salty at that point. I was like, I'm going to get this Triforce. I earned it. So I'm going to get it, even though it was just the wrong play. I knew that was a bad play. That was a Hail Mary because I was pretty sure I was behind for pretty much the entire race.
I felt like I was okay just because like my first item was the bow. And then I went ladder into wand. So I felt pretty good. And then I got the silvers out of 6 and went down in pretty low health. I didn't have red ring or anything in 6 and got the Triforce. Took me a little bit in 6 and I felt like I was starting to slip then. But definitely in 9, I was looking over my IRC like a million times. I full cleared 9. I went up and left and I never went to the right and full cleared it.
My 9 was very optimal. I found both items and Ganon and Zelda in about 10 rooms or something. It was pretty good.
I just had a Redbird 9. It was typical.
I was wondering because I was like, I feel like what they just said, like that you found the silvers in 6 really quick. I was like, how the heck did you complete the seed in 50 whatever minutes? Like, should have been like 45.
I entered 9 at 43. Never left it and finished at 58.
That's what I told him. Like, why did he sub 50 to seed?
I should have. Like, you're right.
Well, the last thing I did on the overworld was bomb the coast, like bomb the south coast. As they were talking about, like, my last item was the ladder. That's my complete last item. I did 100%, 14 hearts.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you didn't get a bomb drop after you got the sword, correct?
Yeah, I think it just wasn't in my routing. I never found a candle or got a bomb in my early game. I guess like I did get a bomb, but it was kind of late, I think, and I had enough bombs to do the northeast,
right.
And that's pretty much what I did because I didn't have a candle. So I felt like I don't want to go to the south. I think I actually did have bombs, but it didn't make any sense for me to go to the south because I either didn't have because I bought bombs very early. I either didn't have a sword. Where was the sword again?
Okay, so East Coast near the ladder item.
Yeah. So it was right
Did
by
you
the
buy your
coast.
candle?
I took a candle. So I can't remember the circumstances, but maybe I didn't have a candle at that point. No, I had gotten a candle. I think I just screwed up and just didn't do the South Coast. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do the South Coast right now. And then it was never in my routing after that. I think I had a candle, bombs, and a sword. I think it was here's what I think went through my head. I think I had 5 bombs is what I had when I found the sword. I had 5 bombs. So I was like, all right, if I go down south, I'll use up 3 bombs, and I might not get any more bombs to clear out the northeast. And the northeast has more caves, and it's a little bit more awkward with everything. So I'm just going to go to the northeast, and that's what I did first. I'm pretty sure that was my play in my head, and it just turned out to spectacularly backfire. But that was why I did not bomb the South Coast, is because it would have taken up 3 of my 5 bombs that I wanted for up in the northeast.
Well, I mean, statistically, though, you made the right play. It's just one of those things. It was a weird cascade. And again, had the ladder not been required for the silvers, I think you would have easily taken this just from how quick your 9 was.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, if I could have gotten to the silvers in 6, I mean, my play into 7 was a Hail Mary. I'll admit that. But if I would have been able to get the silvers in 6, I probably would have been done 25 minutes ago. 20 minutes ago. Because after that, I went and did everything else. I did levels 2, 1, 3, did all the overworld, found the recorder. I did all of if I would have found the silvers, I would have not have done any of the Deadwoods or Death Mountain or the South Coast or most of the forest. I would have done very little of the overworld.
I mean, you had this time, but again, you just said, you 100%ed it, and it was just this. It was this sad cascade effect. You started going to the Deadwoods, and then you found 2, and we're like, crap, he's gonna dig 2. Then you found the power bracelet. Then you found level 1, and we're like, crap, he found level 1. Because at that point we had the knowledge, and it's still oh man, I just lost my words. The speed at which you completed the seed, having gotten absolutely everything, is still ridiculously good.
Except for Triforce number 6. I can't.
Yeah. What is with that?
Okay,
the whole chat's like, boo.
I actually got 7 Triforces, didn't I?
Yeah, and you didn't get the 1 out of 6, and everybody was so mad at you for it.
I thought about 100%ing it. I knew what heart containers I needed, but I didn't want to waste anybody else's time any more than. Boy, so here's the funny thing: in levels 1 and 3, I got Y-forced the room before the item. How about that? Both of them.
Yeah, that 1 and 1,
Amazing.
we were talking about how you needed to get to 3 and get the ladder, and then boom, and then I mean, like, nothing you did, maybe save for level 7, really you can't kick yourself for any of it. It was all just bad luck, and chat has been saying that pretty much all night. They also want to remind both of you guys are good. That's the quote. They wanted somebody to tell you guys you're good.
I don't know. I think the one takeaway from this is that I suck and I should just stop playing Zelda 1 and Zelda 1 Randomizer. That's what I take away from this one loss that I had in a silly tournament.
That's
exactly right.
I mean, though, in more seriousness, you're still 3-1. You're still in the brackets. Yeah. The 3-1 is shaping up to be crazy. Crazy. And again, I'm pretty sure that there's going to be a pair up, pair down. So you could get a 4-0, which will be entertaining. And then RBG going into the 4-0 group. I'm still hoping, man. I'm hoping.
I'm praying, dude. Let's do it.
This is the pressure was off. Like, I wasn't feeling anything. And even if I go 3-2 and go into the brackets at a lower seed or whatever, I really don't think it matters.
I agree.
with this stuff, like the caliber of players that are going to be in brackets, it doesn't matter if I go up against the number 2 seed or the number 20 seed. Like, I still have I could still get a bad matchup. It probably doesn't matter. So and vice versa. So it really didn't matter. I don't really care about the seeding all that much.
And dude, you're still effing RandomEffekt. It doesn't matter. You're gonna beat down whoever you play anyway.
Regardless, it doesn't matter who draws you. It doesn't matter who gets RandomEffekt or Redbirdgrad in that bracket stage. They're going to be saying to themselves, oh, man, I got my work cut out for me. And Redbird, again, congrats going 4-0. A tremendous run so far in the tournament. It's been a ton of fun to watch, and RandomEffekt still a force to be reckoned with. I can't wait to see your guys' next races.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks for calling it, guys. GG, Random.
GG, sir.
So with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap up. Thank you, obviously, to Speed Gaming 2 for restreaming this for us. Thank you to JSR for joining me on commentary. It has been a pleasure, sir.
The pleasure's all mine, sir. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, and thank you also to Captain Green 7, our tracker in the background. Be sure to throw him, JSR, and of course, our two ridiculously good runners, RandomEffekt and Redbirdgrad, all a follow. And with that, we are going to head out. There may be 1 or 2 races still lingering around, so go check those out. And there's a few coming up later on this weekend. So stay tuned, and we'll catch y'all later.